All right, I think we are recording. So,
All right.
welcome everyone to our very first, what we have moved on to from the webinars with Women at Work Trade Circle and the Trade Network. And we're going to do over the summer 10 minutes of wow. So, 10 minutes with, it could be a female or a male, does not matter the gender, in terms of someone who's influencing our community for the better in construction. And I couldn't think of a better person. I'm the founder of She Built the City, Demi Knight Clark, if you don't know me. And the first person to kick this off with us is to also, rather than send out a boring old press release, to introduce our brand new COO, Chief Operating Officer of She Built the City, LaToya Faustin. So
Thank
congratulations
you.
for one. She's already, what, 4 days in and
Yes.
still here. So we are so appreciative of you being here.
Thank
And I
you.
am going to keep
Thank
myself to
you.
10 minutes. So I'm channeling my inner Tim Miner of The Biscuit with their 5 minutes.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about you first. What's your background?
Yes. Well, first, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love the platform, love your energy, and I'm honored to be able to serve in this capacity. My background. So I entered the career world in education. I was with Teach for America. I went to the border of Texas and Mexico and taught there. And one of the things that I like to say is my heart for community development was born in the classroom because I saw my students. They had great success in my classroom, but it was outside of the classroom where the concerns began to. I realized that schools can't do it all. Teachers need more help. And so I left the classroom specifically to pursue organizations that supported and came alongside schools. I didn't know community development was a career option. I didn't know it was something I could study. I just knew that's what my passion was. Came back to North Carolina, went to business school, worked for various nonprofits, and I ended up in Charlotte with an organization. Citizen School was to end the learning day, provide mentors to middle and high school, school students to be able to have that real life access to close the opportunity gap to mentors and opportunities at Bank of America, Wells Fargo, engineering firms. From there, again, my understanding of impact began to develop and realizing that, yes, we can get outside the classrooms and support, but if the families aren't served, still not making a significant impact on those students' lives. That's where I left to go into community development, workforce development, affordable housing, healthy living became then what I looked at as the trifecta of upward mobility here in Charlotte, knowing those numbers, 50 out of 50 where we stand. If you're born in poverty, 0.4% chance of getting out of it. That can't be our number when money is literally floating in the city, with the financial institutions that are here. And so workforce development, became, my mantra. We have to be able to find both pathways and access. So, you have access, a lot of job training opportunities are happening now, but is there really a pathway? Are we forming a path from low income to middle income to upper income for the families here in Charlotte? And so that's become my mantra, the hill I stand on, and I'm honored to be able to serve as the COO of She Built the City to ensure that the women in the maker trades and construction field could have that true access and pathway to the field.
Well, and if you can't see people watching, we're hand users. So the struggle is real
Yes.
for people who cannot be face to face right now. We just completely panic people who are like, please stay still. But I think that's why we are a good connection.
Yes.
Ultimately, and this is for people who don't know, I get a lot of these questions like, wait, are you not involved anymore? And no, I'm very involved. I'm still the founder. But what I didn't want, this was always part of the plan, and there's definitely a succession plan here for LaToya over time. She started part-time and she's moving into a full-time role this fall based on her commitments and also what we can test out this summer.
Yeah.
So my role is going to transition over into the board eventually, but an active role right now as I'm going back into the for-profit sector, which is important because I want to be in the seat. I never ever wanted to come out of the seat forever. With 8 to 9%, it's hovering right now, women in construction, the levels of diversity even worse than that. We have a long way to go, and my goal is 2030 personally. I think we can get to 50-50 and having a diverse profile behind that. So that's me, and enough about me, but really taking it back to you, LaToya. What was it that made you join us, and where do you want to help us take this organization? Big questions.
Yes, there are so many reasons. So first, you, the unicorn that you are, the energy that you bring, the vision that you've built in a short amount of time, and the momentum that this organization has, it's phenomenal. I'm honored to come alongside you and to help continue to push that agenda even further. My connections to the community, my background in education will allow me to go deeper in both the curriculum and support that we're giving to all of the age groups, our Explorer girls, Builders girls, and then the women at work. So I'll be able to go a little bit deeper in the content and then wider in the community and looking at, as to your point, Black and brown people need to also have that access, and to ensure that I'm able to establish and form those connections within the community so that we are variety and have the diversity that we need to truly fulfill that desire for diversity in 2030.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, this is why we're working together, because I'm so excited as to where it can go and the different perspectives. And I think that's a good way to end this, is to talk about kind of the relevance of this week, the last couple of weeks. I know both of us are very passionate about diversity and inclusion. I come from one side of the fence, being a white female. You come from another, and I believe that we really can have that diverse discussion. And where do you see us? And this is literally my ask. In this Charlotte community, with She Built the City and with what's going on, what is our platform, and really what is our message and potential to our audience?
Our message is that we're here, we're listening, and we're going to do what we can, our piece of the puzzle. We're going to fill it. We're going to do the soul searching. We're going to do those hard questions to ensure that the product and the promises that we're offering to the community are strong, valid, and vetted by the communities that we serve. Having been a career server in nonprofits, my entire career has been in nonprofits. A pet peeve, I would say, of mine is when you have nonprofit organizations that are serving at-risk, underrepresented populations, usually Black and brown populations, but the leadership does not reflect the community that they serve. So that is key in true success in engaging the communities that we serve. And I told you this offline, I'll tell you online, I honor and support you in the fact that, it goes more and it goes beyond a blackout screen. It's awesome as a sign of solidarity, but it takes a greater level of commitment and faith to then hire a Black woman to then hold the mantra for your organization. That is a true commitment. And it isn't just a thought, it's an action, intention to be more diverse. And so I respect and will always honor you for giving me a seat at the table to be able to push that forward.
Well, that's a great way to kind of wrap this up, is I would like, from the founder's perspective, there's no hierarchy in this organization. It's you and me right now, and we keep growing. So everybody's got a voice, and that's my thing, is I want everyone to have a seat at the table, and I want as diverse of a profile of people, because of the backgrounds, voices, and perspectives and lenses that they can bring to us that we do not know. And we all don't know anything anymore. It's like,
right.
We definitely don't know everything, but let's
Right.
pretend like we know nothing and learn from the ground up. So we're hiring for a program coordinator, so that's number one. But then also I want to make sure anyone that's watching, who follows us on social channels, etc., that we're doing the same thing from soup to nuts, from the donors who donate to us in vetting, from the partners that we partner with, which I'm very proud of our partner list, our own board. I'm very proud of the diverse profile we have on our board. And it's an active discussion for us as we move forward and keep hiring between interns and new staff, which we're very excited to get funding to actually do that. Is that it's a very big deal to us, and it is a huge piece of my future, is legacy of that. Is I felt it on my own in construction to be a minority as a white female, so I can only imagine what that feels like on a greater whole, with a more diverse profile of our African American friends and beyond. So just feeling a teeny touch of that. I can't say that I know the shoes, I do not, but we definitely are committed for everything we do, not just who we hire. It's who we work with, it's the programming that we provide, and it's also the partners who would like to support us. It's important for us to have that same type of profile going on in the greater ecosystem, I guess we'll call it, of She Built the City. So anything to add to that? That was a big mouthful.
No, let's get to work.
Let's get to work. United we spark. We're like, hey, ready to go. And yes, if you're interested, I'm time stamping this, I guess, because once we hire, we won't use this video anymore. But we do have an active listing for program coordinator who will be taking on our school programming, whatever that looks like. That might be in community centers here in the fall, depending on what school looks like for Builder Girls program as well as Explorer Girls. And then we'll all kind of share the wealth on figuring out women at work trade programming moving forward. So we're very excited. Happy to hire. We've had a lot of people talking about it, so get your resumes into us now. Yeah. And other than that, welcome to LaToya. I couldn't be happier and so glad that you joined the team, and can't wait to see next year when we have a video call that has like 100 people on it. Well, I don't know about that, but you're like, no, that's not a 3-year plan. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Welcome. And that was 10 minutes of wow. So keep up. You know what the plan is for this series is to keep having conversations. So if you know somebody who's compelling, let us know. Otherwise, we'll try to keep giving you good content here over the next couple months before we really start reconvening in the fall. So that's that. If you don't want to find out more about She Built the City, go to shebuiltthecity.org. Otherwise, thanks for joining.
Thank you.